We interrupt this public affairs program to bring you a football game.
What's happening? So, last night, great win for Liverpool. Great performance. 3 goals, clean sheet. Praise all round. 13 unbeaten. We need to start turning those draws into wins, but we'll get there. Because I believe, unlike a lot of people, apparently, it's nice to see people actually trying to enjoy a win. It's been a little bit rocky for people, and a lot of people have actually pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. Over the last few months, really. You know, slot out, sack the manager, do this, do that, do whatever. All the negative shit, basically. And it's not turned around. I've literally still seen people saying he still needs to go. I obviously don't agree. I've never agreed with that, and I won't agree going forward. I just want to see some more positivity. Can you not see? Can we start to see the improvements as they're happening? Can we start to see the improvements as they're happening? Because they have been. Like, yesterday was a really good performance, and hot take incoming, the Burnley performance was better. You know what I mean? We just didn't take the chances. We take those chances, we're in 2 blistering games or whatever in terms of scorelines. But yesterday was a really good game. Some really good performances. Van Dijk, my God. Van Dijk, a couple of times in that game, looked like he'd already seen the game before he got there. It looked like he, through some weird wibbly-wobbly time loop thing, he looked like he actually watched the game on the plane on the way over. Such was his reading of the situation. Kerkez, again, really, really good game. But obviously with him playing further up, he's caught up the pitch a couple of times when we lose the ball, and that's where Van Dijk steps in. They were great on that left. Gomez barely played, and I won't be praising him a lot. Sorry, I've never really been a fan. But he stepped in and he did a really good job. Again, Frimpong, I mean, you can see all the potential that's there with him. He can be fucking box office. He's just electric. And when everything comes together for him, especially if he's playing down that side with Salah, because there was a couple of moments in that game where him and Salah, you could see Frimpong out wide. That's allowed Salah to come inside a little bit. And then as the ball got cleared out, they just swapped a little bit, just for a second, because it was coming back. And Frimpong goes inside, Salah goes out wide. And if you can get that clicking on that side, our right side will be the bane of every other team's existence once more. I kind of felt bad for Ekitike. You know, I thought he looked dangerous. He had a couple of chances. He hit the post, scored, but obviously it was correctly ruled offside. But he looked good again. I'd love him to just start banging some goals in again. Because he hasn't scored for quite a while. He never looks like he's having a bad game. And I don't think he is having a bad game. But he just needs to start scoring again. I really want to see him start banging some goals in again. McAllister, he was involved. He had a good chance in the first half, came close. But it doesn't seem like something's off with him. I don't know. Can't quite put my finger on it. But he didn't have a bad game by any stretch. But yeah, I just feel like there's something missing, and I don't know what it is. I don't quite know what it is. Just all around, it was a really good performance. I felt really fucking positive about it. So yeah, it's disappointing to see some people still just jumping in with, you know, sack the manager, sack this, sack that, because they're bored. Can you find me a manager that's ever been sacked because the style of play bored you? It's not going to happen. Your entertainment is not the priority. It's a fucking sport. What you're looking for is entertainment. And I want to see more positivity going forward. I feel like some of these people who were positive after yesterday, because they weren't at the weekend when they should have been, because there were plenty of signs there. And the reason I said the Burnley performance was better was because it was against a tight, low block, and we were able to play through them and create chances, which was more impressive than yesterday, if you know what I mean, because it's something we've really struggled against. But to actually see people being a little bit more positive, that feels good. That feels good. Not good, good. Good will be when they actually admit that we've got a good manager and you shouldn't be calling for him to be fucking sacked already. But yeah, we'll go into the game in a sec and we'll look forward. So the game itself, Marseille going into it, the last two games were away from home. They scored 14 goals in those two games, a 9-0 away win in the Cup, and I think it was the Cup, and then a 5-2 win. Going into this, they were 3 points behind us, looking to overtake us in the standings. First half we were the better team, but we didn't really do much, really, in terms of creating. There's a couple of little bits here and there, but we were still just trying to. I think we were doing what we were doing at the weekend, where we were trying to play through, through the middle more than anything. Obviously, right before half time, we get a free kick. Marseille, apparently, for the free kick from that distance, Marseille, apparently the only team in the world who doesn't have the draft excluder of somebody lying down behind the wall. And Szoboszlai took full advantage of that. Nice, clever, good goal, really good goal. And on the balance of it all, deserved. We did play well. But the second half, Marseille obviously come out more. They have to. Obviously, they do create chances in the second half. To be honest, they do. And I think it was just Ekitike gets put through, like, great ball, great play, smashes the post, and right down the other end, Marseille have a really good chance. And that happened a couple of times on the counter-attack. I think one time, it was Gravenberch left on his own. And it was a Greenwood put the ball into Traore, who took it first time instead of taking a touch. Should have done better. So there were warning signs all the way through that, but then, obviously, we get the second goal. Little bit of luck involved, but you can't really deny Frimpong that bit of luck. Made it himself, took on his man, out-muscled him, goes to cut it across the 6-yard box. It goes in off the inside of the keeper's foot, or his heel, I think. And then obviously it's kind of cruising at that point, really. There's a couple of saves, I think, Alisson had to make in the game. Well, we were still kind of creating, but not doing all that much until, obviously, at the end. Breakaway, lovely touch from Szoboszlai. Gakpo's put through in acres of space, finishes at 3-0. All round, I think, a solid as fuck performance. Genuinely. Not the first one away in the Champions League this season either. I remember, like, Inter Milan. That was a good away win. That was kind of like the battle of the defences more than anything. It was who could keep the clean sheet. It's only really going to be a 1-0 kind of game. But this puts us now up to 4th in Champions League standings. So we're 4th there, 4th in the Premier League. We know our place right now, I think. That's what it is. But going into some of the performances, I mentioned earlier Kerkez. I mentioned the back line because I thought they all did really well in that game. And I mentioned Ekitike having a bit of a bad day at the office. Gakpo didn't start, which I feel helped us. It probably did. I don't know. He's usually very predictable. in what he's going to do. Salah, I thought, had a really good game. He had oh my God, he had a chance where he tried to take it with the outside of his left foot instead of just taking it with his right or whatever. Normally, that's something that he put away, but that's not the first time I've seen him do that either. But I thought he had a really good game. He's still looking for that link up. He really, really wants that link up with Ekitike. It's not quite clicked, but you could see signs of it kind of happening. Verts, sometimes way too many touches, but he's a tricky customer. They really kind of struggled with him a couple of times in that, or let's say a few times in that game. He really didn't know what he was going to do, where he was going to go. You try all of it, don't you? You try all of it. So I was like, again, awesome Gravenberch. Kind of understated performance from him. But again, a good, solid game. Alisson did what Alisson does, really. Because, finally, he had a back line that actually helped in that regard. And when he's got a back line that helps him, if he needs to make a few saves here and there, he will. He'll keep the clean sheet. He'll do the rest. You do your defending part, Ali'll do the rest. All round good. Slot, tactically, I think he got this absolutely bang on the money. Fucking bang on the money. Because, like, we know the Zerbi teams can be tricky at best sometimes. But they always try and play. And teams that try and play are teams that we actually do all right against. We really do. And it was mostly, like I've mentioned in the past, the City game is kind of the outlier in that regard, as we struggled. We struggled there. It would have helped if the goal wasn't disallowed, which it shouldn't have been. I maintain. But games like this, we kind of thrive. Because there's not always a lot of time on the ball. When you're playing like the low blocks and things like that, your midfielders do have a lot of time on the ball if they sit deeper and they can maneuver around a little bit more. This is better because you see them play the faster touches, like the little touch around the corner or the little turns and on we go kind of thing. It's easier to play a faster paced attack in games like this, which I feel like a lot of people have been crying about or crying out for. Slight slip there. But we did it, and comfortably as well, I might add, and we're looking good. Since that, this is the PSV game. We're looking quite good. I'm optimistic. Relentless, miserable sounding positivity. That's what I bring. That's all I've got. Final thoughts on everything over yesterday and the weekend going into yesterday. Can we please just lay off Slot? Please. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. Whatever words you want to use, just lay off. Slaughtering him at the weekend when it was the players who couldn't finish a sausage butty that day. And he's got it right against Arsenal, he's got it right against Inter, but we're still just improving in this transition. So can you just fucking lay off? Because I know a lot of these people who were quite positive after yesterday are still just waiting for that slip up, that defeat, that bad performance. And we need this to stop. We need the booing at Anfield first of all. Get the fuck out. Stop that immediately. And we need people to just support the team. Especially when we're not doing badly. How are you not supporting your team? I get it from some people if you're playing badly and you're losing games and stuff. I kind of get it from some quarters. But if you're actually not doing badly and you are improving, support your fucking team. Jesus, just actually support your fucking team, please. You don't have to wait for a 3-0 win to be fucking seeing the positives. Slot in his press conference finally said out loud, because I think he was worried about saying it after the Burnley game. He actually said the Burnley performance, there was a lot of things that he liked in the Burnley performance. It was a good performance, just not a good result. Keep saying things like that, Arne. Please, just say it. Even if it pisses people off, just fucking say it. You're the manager. If you can't see the good and the bad in a game, then what's the point of being a manager? Just say it. And everyone, please, just fucking lay off. Just have a couple of weeks, right, of not wanting a good manager sacked from your football club. And just see where you are in a couple of weeks' time. See if your mentality is more positive. See if the colours seem brighter. See if other things seem more important. Just lay off. Just give it a break. Take a holiday. If you're bored, watch things that aren't boring. If you're complaining about spending your money on going the game, and you're being bored, don't spend your money on going the game. Someone else will. Someone who really wants that ticket will go. Just fuck off. I hate to sound so blunt, but I've been so pissed off with this shit for months. And it needs to stop. It really needs to stop. We need to be positive. Okay, it's a great football club. Got great players. All the potential in the world to do great things going forward. So can we just support the team and all, push in that direction? Lift the atmosphere at Anfield and so on and so forth. I know, it might seem like too much to ask. It might seem like a lot. But I'm a believer. And no, this won't look bad if we lose to Bournemouth on Saturday. I'm expecting a slip up at some point. But I'll be here trying to stop people blowing things out of proportion. So that's just the thoughts on the game yesterday and the general. Because I will be keeping tabs on the discourse as it moves on to see if it does start turning a corner and being more positive, and I'm hoping it does. But I'll be keeping an eye on that too. Up next, Bournemouth on Saturday, 5:30 kickoff. Again, it's another potentially tricky one. Hopefully, because we need a win in the league. I feel like people will generally feel a lot better if we get ourselves a win, a good win in the league. Okay, all I want a boring 2-0. I'll take that boring 2-0 every fucking week. I don't care. And hopefully that's Saturday. I don't care how bored people are. A win and a clean sheet. But I feel like everyone would just be a lot more kind of settled and positive if it's like 14 games unbeaten. A couple of wins on the bounce, and yeah. I'm thinking ahead. I'm already fucking moaning about things that haven't even happened yet. But that's it. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about the game. I don't think I missed anything. No, I made notes. I've gone through them. Whatever. So yeah, next two games, Bournemouth on Saturday, and then I nearly said carrier bag there. Carabag next Wednesday in the Champions League at home. Should be a good one. And then Newcastle. So we've got plenty of games coming up, plenty to look forward to. And hopefully I can make loads of positive videos. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? How good would that be? But I'll see you the day after. These videos will be out the day after every game. But I'm aiming for 5. Feel like it's a good time. 5 o'clock in the evening, the day after every game. And there will be live streams. I just did my first watch along live stream for the Marseille game. Still some kinks to work out because I've never done that before, the watch along. There'll be more of them in the future. But that was fun. And that's pretty much all I've got. That's all I've got. Just endless, grumpy positivity. So, see you soon. As always, up the Reds. Slot in. Bye.